Hello, welcome to all in class 6 science lecture 3 of chapter the nature of matter. Let's start with the dissolution. So what is dissolution? When one substance mixes completely with another substance to give a clear solution. So we say that it has dissolved, and the property by which a substance dissolves in another substance is called dissolution. Water can dissolve a large number of substances in it. So let us learn about the dissolution of solids, liquids and gases in water. So let's learn dissolution of solids in water. Some solids dissolve in water and some do not dissolve. So let us perform an activity to understand this. Take a beaker, fill water in this, and when you add some sugar in it and start stirring, then the sugar can dissolve in water. It means it is soluble. But when you put glass marble in this water, then it doesn't dissolve. It means it is insoluble. So some solids are soluble in water and some solids are insoluble in water. Now start with the solubility. So what is solubility? The maximum amount of a substance that can be dissolved in a given volume of water is called the solubility of substance in water. So the solubility of a given solute in a given solvent typically depend on temperature. For many solids dissolved in liquid water, solubility tends to correspond with increasing temperature. As water molecules, they vibrate more quickly and are better able to interact with and break apart the solute. So what are the factors that affect the solubility? So let's learn one by one. So the factor that is temperature. So on increasing the temperature, that is on heating a solution, the solubility of substance generally increase. So let's know more about by watching this video.
To demonstrate the effect of temperature on the solubility. Things required: a glass, a pan, burner, water and salt. Procedure: take a glass and fill it half with water. Add some amount of salt to it and stir well until it dissolves completely. Again, add some amount of salt into the solution and stir well until the salt dissolves completely. Continue with this process until the salt stops dissolving and you see some insoluble salt in the glass which does not dissolve on even stirring. Now take the solution in a pan and heat the solution on the burner and stir the solution. You will find that the salt which did not dissolve even on stirring gets dissolved on heating the solution. Besides it, some more amount of salt can also be dissolved in the solution. This activity indicates that on heating, the solubility of substances increases. In other words, solubility increases with the rise in temperature.
Now we started with the saturated solution. So know first about what is saturated solution. A saturated solution is a solution that contains the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved under the condition at which the solution exists. Now, how the saturated solution be prepared? By step. First, consider the process of adding table sugar to a container of water. Second, initially the added sugar dissolves as the solution is stirred. Third, finally, as more sugar has added, a point is reached where no amount of stirring will cause to added sugar to dissolve. And last one, the last added sugar remains as a solid on the bottom of container. The solution is saturated. Now we study about the saturated solution by watching this video.
What are we going to do today?
I want to test whether a glass of water can dissolve any amount of sugar.
What's there to check? Quite a lot of sugar can be dissolved in a glass of water.
I don't think so.
Okay then, go ahead and test it. We shall find out the truth.
This glass contains water, while this bowl has sugar.
Only this much sugar. Bring some more.
Let this much sugar get dissolved in the water first. Then I will bring some more.
Okay, let's start.
Put a spoonful of sugar into the water, miss.
See, a spoonful of sugar completely dissolved in a glass of water.
Wait, we shall add more sugar now. Miss, keep adding more sugar in the glass.
Oh no! The sugar is not dissolving in the water anymore.
Exactly. This is what I was telling you.
So it means that if we take fixed quantity of water, only a fixed quantity of sugar can be dissolved in it.
Not just sugar. Any dissolving substance will have a fixed quantity that will dissolve in a given fixed quantity of water.
That means things like salt, baking soda, etc. will also have a fixed quantity that dissolve in water.
Yes.
Next, start with the dissolution of gases in water. Some gases dissolve in water. For example, soda water is prepared by dissolving carbon dioxide gas in water. Take a soda water bottle and open its lid. What you observe? Bubbles of gases are seen coming out of the bottle. Keep the bottle open for some time, so you will notice that after some time bubbles will stop coming out of the bottle. It shows that all the gas dissolved in that soft drink has escaped from it. And oxygen gas also gets dissolved in water in small amount. This oxygen is used by the aquatic animals to breathe. So, carbon dioxide and oxygen gas is dissolved in water. But some gases like helium and hydrogen do not dissolve in water. So this shows that some gases dissolve in water whereas some do not. Now last topic of this chapter is dissolution of liquids in water. Some liquids are soluble in water, some other liquids are insoluble in water. For example, lemon juice is soluble in water and mustard oil insoluble in water. So thus we have learned that all material are made up of matter which exist in three forms, namely solid, liquid and gas. And matter can be classified on the basis of properties such as appearance, feel, transparency, diffusion, solubility. So now this chapter is here over.